Hello everyone. I have to say that you actually very surprised me when I asked it you. It was yesterday, right? When you wanna make this live video, because last time when I was asking you, so you basically told me you wanna add evening. The answer was very clear, but today you told me like some it's evening, some it's morning, so I really didn't know what to do. So I choose evening. It's better for me because my daughter is sleeping and my husband is away from the home. So I have to come to do this. Okay, so basically all my live streaming will be at night. Okay, hello. Where I am from? It's a very good question. Many people ask me about it over and over. Good evening, Lana. I'm from Czech Republic, Europe. Czech Republic, the heart of Europe. I cannot say that I'm very proud of it. I don't like that my Czech Republic, honestly, but it's mostly about my story that I always felt that I'm Egyptian, so that's my problem indeed. However, thank you for joining this live video, and we will start today. I have to show you my books, finally. It arrived after so many years, so I wanna show you. Look, I have it right here, and we'll discuss everything: the story, how it started, why I wrote each of the book, because each of my book has a huge story, indeed a huge love story, let's say, and I'm writing to help people indeed, not just writing any story. Okay, so the very first book what I wrote was this one. Don't fall in love with Egyptian men. Okay, if you don't know this book, so for sure the title will really say, oh, it's so horrible, this name. How could I name my book like that, right? But I meant it. I choose actually such a hard title to get the attention of the woman, because this book, all the book is about Egyptian scammers. I love your books. Congratulations. They are very helpful. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to deal with my books. I'm really so happy. I always say, even if my book helps just one person, so my mission is completed. It's my purpose to save just one life. It's for me more than anything else in the world. But I want to tell you the story about this book. Because it wasn't meant to be a book at the start. Let's go back to 2019, I believe, in the summer. I was just like, I told myself I will finish with my blog, because I started with my blog where I wrote my stories. And I was telling myself, like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I wanted to close it, really. Then out of sudden, one Spanish girl wrote me. Okay, by luck. And she told me, I'm translating your articles to Spanish language and I love them so much, but I finished them. I really want more and more. Sorry, you are doing a great job. Keep going. MashaAllah, mabruk to get the books. Thank you so much. Really, it's so nice to hear this. I'm so happy. So to continue the story, I know girls from Germany. Them became Muslim, and after 10 years, them are come back now Muslim. It's so sad. Okay, yes, this is a very common problem. How can I answer, Amar? It's congratulations about your books. Thank you, Amar. Okay, maybe I'll answer a question first, then go back to my book. Why girls actually became Muslim and then say they don't want to be Muslim anymore? Basically, a lot of European, but really a lot of European, became Muslim not because of themselves, but because of the men. And guess what? Because of a lot of Egyptian men. The Egyptians, they love Islam, they love the religion. So they always want to spread it to the world and to the women, right? So if they are in a relationship with some foreign woman, basically, they will try to convince her to be Muslim because they meant it as a good thing for her. And unfortunately, many European women do so. They really convert to Islam, but not that they truly believe in God and Islam, because of the man, because they love him. And guess what? What will happen? Even they are 10 years. Okay, I saw this woman personally. When I became Muslim, when I was just 17, I became Muslim, and I met one amazing woman. Oh, she was older than me, about 10 years as well. And she was teaching me Islam. And she understood Islam such a beautiful way, really. I really admire her that much. And guess what? After a few years, when I spoke to her again, she told me, "Oh, I'm not Muslim anymore. I left Islam." And when I asked her why did you leave Islam? So the reason was that she divorced her husband, or he divorced her, whatever, they separated. So it's always about the love, why the women are leaving Islam. This is not correct, away from the men now for the European women. Really never convert to Islam because of the men or because you are not 100% sure. Okay, any belief, not about Islam, but even Christian, about Jewish, about Buddhism, any belief simply in the world, okay, must be from your heart. If it's not from your heart, so it's always wrong, and it will always lead you to problem. Me personally, if you want to know my story, I converted before I even met my husband. I was not in no relationship, in anything. I was alone by myself, and that was the time when I converted to Islam. Okay, maybe, yes, in this time I, for example, didn't know much information about Islam, but my intention from heart was very clear, very pure. I wanted it for myself. Okay, I hope I answered your question. Yes, she was married Egyptian man. You are smart, thank you. Yes, love story with Egyptian man, that's why we are here today. Absolutely right. If you don't convert for your own and only for a man, you are never a real Muslim. See it happen before too, sadly. Yes, really happening with so many women. Really imagine that the time when I converted to Islam, so in my country, Czech Republic, was only 300 Muslims. And after, let's say, in 5 years, it increased so much. But the reason, because Arab men increase in my country as well so much. So, coincidence? No, I don't think so. Muslim. Yes, when she leave men, she became non-Muslim. Yes, that's what I say. Never convert to Islam because of men. Okay, back to my book, okay? Again, one more time. Back to my book. I want to show you how it looks like inside, actually. Just otherwise, there is just writing. Some pictures, they are included, I believe. I make, maybe not, something like this. It's a 10 chapters in it. And it's really all about Egyptian scammers. And so back to the story. The Spanish woman contacted me that she would like to listen more my stories. So I came back to the job because of her, and it was a time when all the embassies in Egypt was posting on Facebook the same thing, and they was really like begging, stop marrying Egyptian men, because they had so many divorces in this time in Egypt, and it was really insane. It was too much. So the embassies to work really, they couldn't finish it. So that's what I was thinking is the right time to tell the woman how to be away from the scammers, how the scammers foolish them. And because I told you before, I kind of grow up with Egyptian people, teenagers, okay, the same age as me. So I knew everything. They told me the secrets. We always share it. So that's why I could write a book. And I was so afraid that no one will read a book. I remember my fear. I was like really, the one whole week I didn't sleep, didn't eat. I was just really writing this book, really focusing, managing how it will look like. And I had so much fear in myself that it will fail. And guess what? The very first day when I published it, the very first hour, I had immediately 100 sales. Okay, 100 people bought my book in this 1 hour. It was like really wow. And it got viral in Europe and in Egypt many times. Imagine my husband is Egyptian, correct? And he actually didn't know that I write a book. It was more like a surprise, even for him, even for me, okay, but I didn't tell him. And one day he go to his job in Czech Republic, to his office, and guess what happened? Suddenly, out of sudden, one woman, I believe, she came to him and she told me, "Oh, do you know this book? I just read it today. It's so amazing." And she thought, really all of the Egyptian men are so bad, and he was like in shock. My husband thought, oh, it's my wife who wrote it, and I had no idea. So it was kind of really very funny. But the book is actually old 3 years. 3 years, and it's still selling and still helping a woman. It's not about a sale, believe me. Me personally, I have nothing from the sale. Everything I get, I invest again to a new project, to new books. A lot of project is I'm working on right now and still are not published. You don't know about them, but you will know soon. Okay, so again, this wasn't meant to be a book. Yes, I wanted to write it just as an ebook. That's why it's so short. But then a lot of people of you asked me that it's good that they want to be like a real copybook. So that's why I did it. Across lovely Amazon, I could do it. So I did. A lot of you also asked me if there will be part 2 of this book. So I can tell you yes, there will be in a few months. I'm just working on it right now. I even already have a name for it. But this time it will not be about Egyptian scammers. It will be about good Egyptian men. That's what I can tell you. But I thought it will be really much more helpful than this one indeed. Okay, I'm gonna read your comments now. If there's some the problem on the situation the children became with mom. The children. Is this book available in Egypt? Yeah, I have one big problem with Egypt and my books. I'm published on Amazon because it's easier for me and for you that anyone can order it in the whole world. But in Egypt recently, I was contacting the publishing houses and even thinking about self-publishing. And it's so complicated because I'm in Alexandria. I found just only like 2 publishing houses and only one person who can publish it for me, like if I want self-publishing. And like I didn't like the condition even with one, so I don't know what to do. It's really complicated because if I go for publishing houses in Egypt, so they will take my copyright, so I cannot sell it by myself anymore. And this point I really don't like. If I self-publish it, so it's question about money. It's really not cheap. And they told me they will not promote it for me. I have to do it alone because it's written in English. Basically, they told me if it's in Arabic, they will promote it to me in Egypt, but otherwise, no. So the only option for me maybe is to order from the Amazon to Egypt, but it's also too expensive. So just give me some time. I'm still searching for the right option. Or if anyone of Egypt can help me or advise me with it, I'll be so grateful because I really see this thing, especially this thing, so complicated here. Like if I was in Europe right now, it would be much more easier. There would be no problem. So really, please just please wait on me, okay? Okay, Mama Brooke, you need to talk one time and give examples to women from Europe. How should they behave properly with an Egyptian man? How should they talk and so on? It will be very helpful. Yes, that's actually this will be included in my second book, which I'll write as a continue of this one. Okay, so absolutely, I will describe every single stuff. I have a lot of ideas about a new books which I'm going to write and publish, like a helpful book which will really help you. And to even I have ideas about a lot of videos, so no worry, everything will be just in time. Okay, I didn't buy it yet. Seem to be beneficial. Yeah, it's very much beneficial. If you didn't see my last video, which I make this Monday, I believe, it was with Lorena. She was actually the very first person who bought my book, and it truly changed her life. As you could listen from her words, I really helped her in her whole story, and I was with her all the time, helping her many hours calling on the phone and what she should do and what not. But it succeeded, actually. I helped her. So that's what I do, right? And we became friends forever. We are friends since this time, like for 3 years. So that's what I like on this job, on this journey, that I'm getting connection with you, if I can say so. And our connection is staying forever. For me, you are not, if I say it a very stupid way, for me, you are not only the client. For me, you are my friend, my family. I'm going to repeat it all the time, So if I get in touch with any of you, I really want to stay forever together, if it makes sense. Okay, and you can buy it, as I told, on Amazon. Just write the name and you will find it easy. Or you can even purchase it as an ebook on my website easily. Okay, you can write a book called How to Make Yourself Loved by an Egyptian man. How to Make Yourself Loved. Okay, I will remember it. I was thinking about it. Yeah, the name, how I choose the name of the books, any of my books, I don't choose it by myself, by my mind. Like when I'm processed in the writing of the books, I suddenly feel it and see it, what the name should be for each book, which is kind of magical, Okay, enough about this book. We all know you should make an app. App about Egyptian men, you mean? It would be very fun indeed. Okay, many of you know that I wrote this book, but you don't know already that I wrote this book, which is called Dining Like a Pharaoh, and is actually Egyptian recipes. Okay, I'm gonna show you inside how it looks like. Just let me find a good picture. Wait. Basically, it has a picture. It includes 50 recipes, I believe, if I remember right, 50, about the traditional Egyptian food. And it's not only about recipes, it's with stories. With a beautiful stories indeed. Wait, let me show you like here. You have always story, picture, story, and then the recipe. So, what I want to say, I forget. Yeah, this is original and that information which are included in this book, especially about the stories, you cannot find it on the internet. You will never find it. Because I was really, one Egyptian person was helping me with this. And this person was searching in a very, very old books and Arabic books, in Arabic language, I mean, and he was translating this to me. It wasn't easy. It took me to write this book 3 years. Since the first one, I wrote this one for 3 years. And I thought that it will be a huge success. Unfortunately, wasn't. But few people bought it. But anyone who buy it say it's an absolutely amazing book. And so I believe. It's really so good. And many times if I forget the Egyptian recipe, I go back to my book and find it, to be honest, okay? But the stories, this is the most beautiful in it, I really believe. However, I didn't make this book as an ebook, because not as an ebook, I mean as audiobook on my YouTube, as I always do, because I didn't find it like interesting how to make audiobook with the recipes. Anyway, I want to ask you if I should do it or not. If you want to also this book as an audiobook, just tell me, and okay, I can do it, no problem. So this is the second. Lentil soup, I like a lot. Molokhia, yes, they are all traditional Egyptian food. All the food which you love from Egypt, you will find in my recipe book. And also, you can find it on Amazon, okay? Amazon and my blog, the same. And now, final one, that I will stop and give you space for speaking. My last book, Egypt Loves You. Do you consider Egypt an Islamic country? Okay, leave my book for a while. Just a second. This is a very, very tricky question. Because as we all know, Egypt is Islamic country. And Egypt goes by Islamic law. Yet, I find it really personal, in my opinion, okay? Half and half. Egyptians are, for me, in this very hard people. They are not easy to change. And they are not going with Islam all the time. This is my personal issue because many times I was in situations and problems which could be easily solved by Islam and the Islamic rules, but the Egyptian wouldn't accept it. And especially with Egyptian mother-in-law. This is always a problem about it with all the women here. This is maybe the main problem. Not even with me, then I cannot say I'm fine, kind of fine with my mother-in-law, but a lot of women struggle with this. Or even the husband itself. Like one of the biggest problems which I found in Egypt. Like Egyptian men want to always marry foreign women, okay? But they don't understand that we have simply different mentality, but absolutely different mentality than the Egyptian woman. Yet a lot of Egyptian men wants the European act like Egyptian women, which is like it has no logic, But so sad. Yes, indeed, it's very sad. But you will find it, and even Egyptians say this by themselves. Like there's always contract like Islamic rules and the country rules, And they always, what I see most of the time, they go to the country rules, not to Islam. Even they speak about religion all the time. I'm sorry for interrupting you about the books. No, it's fine. I'm here for you. If you have any question, just ask me, hit it there, and I'll answer you. We can always go back to the book later. It's not a problem. So, okay. You have still some more questions? Write it now before I start to speak again about my book. Fine. Okay. So my last book, Egypt Loves You. It's kind of, if you see, big book. Okay, absolutely true. They want us European women to act like Egyptian wives. Yeah, definitely. But we will come back to this topic later. Just I finish my book. So this one, what does it speak about? This is my own story, really. The very first time I came to Egypt, the very first month is all written in all this book. Okay, I can tell you this book has 300 pages, and it was just 1 month of my life. So maybe you already listened some part of the book, right? As an audio, if you listen as audio. But there's much more problems coming and much more stuff. Why I wrote it? Why? Because many of you asked me what's my story in Egypt. So you will find it here. And trust me, it's just the start. My story is too long with so many problems and solution as well. So that's how I basically learned. Because I always say in each of my book, for a woman, don't be naive. Because I was the naive woman in many stuffs. So that's why I believe that even this my story can really help you with your own journey. Because I believe that I made almost all possibly mistakes in Egypt, what I could do. So you can learn from my mistake. Don't repeat it. Really learn how to act with the Egyptian and Egypt itself, the culture. You will find all in this book. And as well, I say my story is very, very romantic. However, my friend and editor who edited this book, she was American. So in this book, the English is really perfect if you read it. So she doesn't agree that it's romantic. She told me it's more about adventure. Like I had really huge adventure in Egypt. So after you read it, you can tell me if it's romantic or more about adventure. But honestly, in this book, I'm the most proud of. I believe that this book from those 3 books is the best one. Okay? And again, you will find it on Amazon. And I really wish that this one book I will publish in Egypt very, very soon. Okay? So, as a hard copy on Amazon. As you see, it has even hard disk. Okay? But I try to keep the price the same as the first one. So I don't change the price for you to make it easier on you. Or you can also purchase it on my blog as an ebook. Depends on your preferences. I personally always prefer a hard copy book because it has a feeling than an ebook. So that was all about my book, what I wanted to show you today. So now let's go to your questions. It's time for you now to ask me anything. If you have a problem with Egyptian men, with Egyptian love, with Egyptian people, ask me anything. I'm here for you to answer anything you need. Okay, I will go back to this. Like she thought absolutely true. They want us European women to act like Egyptian wife. That's really, really true, as I told before. They always do so. And I always have the feeling that the Egyptian men want to marry European women for something, even if it's only about a beauty, like she is. Blue eyes and blonde hair, she is beautiful, and this can be one of the reasons why I want to marry her. Then another reason, as I say a lot of time, can be about money, can be about to get to Europe, right, or America, whatever, simply out of Egypt. Okay, this is like very hard reasons and the red flags. Okay. Then, so not yet available in Egypt bookstore. Hello, Hannah. Hello. No, I was saying this while ago that I have problem with it. That I'm searching for how to publish it in Egypt because it's really too complicated. I have problem. It's too expensive, or they will take my copyrights. So I'm really thinking and trying to find solution how to get a book to Egypt. Because even if I order it from Amazon to Egypt, it's so expensive. Not the book. I mean, the delivery to Egypt. Okay, it's always about delivering to Egypt or outside of Egypt. But if any one of you have really experience how to do it, I will be really happy for any help and advice because I'm like struggling with it right now. But I promise I will do my best to make it somehow in Egypt. But yeah, is it better with Egyptian men outside Egypt? Well, it really depends on you what you prefer. Do you prefer you to stay in Egypt or to be outside of Egypt? Because I believe that Egyptian men outside of Egypt they are really, really changing. It has a lot of reasons. Like in Egypt, if you stay with them in Egypt, okay, for you it will be hard because you have to learn the culture, their traditions, how to speak with them, how to act with them. But the religion here and the family will keep the man kind of, I don't want to say like on a polite, but you know, they can like advise and control him kind of to be a good man. But if he get an Egyptian man which never saw anything in his life before, I mean any other country, and he suddenly get outside, and especially to Europe, if we speak about Europe, and there is all the freedom in every possible way which he never experienced in his life. So what will happen? Oh, like really 90% what happens that he wanna try everything, right? It's everything new, everything is so for him like a shiny. It's the same like he's a little kid and you open him the Play Store and he can try anything he wants. It's the same point, you know. So they can for me change for some time, get even crazy for some time, but now it really depends how he grew up, what his character, what his belief, if he go back to his shape or not. But I know even Egyptian men who try didn't like it. So it really depends from person to person and where you wanna live. So basically, if you wanna live in Egypt, then I will not say it's better to be with Egyptian men outside. My opinion on me, I personally believe it's better here in Egypt to be with Egyptian men than outside. Okay, do you ever feel lonely in Egypt, especially because everything is in Arabic and then it's not always easy to communicate to everyone properly? Okay, back to on the start, if I remember. So, you know, I told you before, it was my big dream to be in Egypt. So the very first minute I arrived to Egypt, I was wow, I'm home, I love it, and I didn't care if I understand them or don't understand them. I was just happy to be here in this land. But yeah, I was maybe kind of lucky because the family of my husband they didn't speak fluently English, but they knew a words, and we always could understand each other. So I didn't feel like it was that hard. On opposite, many times I asked them to stop speaking English with me because I not learned Arabic. But the truth is, like the first half an year, I didn't go alone anywhere. I always had someone with me. What it was my husband or his sisters, and then later, even if I found my friends, many times I really let the responsibility to the Egyptian people. And I was kind of like a princess, okay? Then after the half year, I just thought, okay, enough. I wanna learn this, and I have to do it by myself. But I never, that I never learned Arabic. That I was like sitting and learning and studying. I never did it. I just really was just listening and repeating. If I remember, if I don't remember, till now I don't speak fluently Arabic, and I even don't desire, because I found out like anything now I want, I can do it. The people somehow will understand me, and I can communicate with them. But that I would really speak through Arabic, I don't, and I even don't want. Okay, speak about the Egyptian Arabic, not Quran Arabic. It's absolutely something else. Don't mix it. But I don't find Arabic is a language, really beautiful language, the Egyptian one. Okay, it seems very hard. It's not that hard at the end if you understand the rules. So there is no specific answer to your question. I'm sorry. But I can answer if I ever feel lonely. No, I didn't feel lonely even before. Like if I even had a friends from Europe, so I'm in touch with them till now, and I can see them. I saw them many times. They can see me. They can come here to Egypt. It's fine. But they're lonely. No, I always had someone around in Egypt. Even it was just a friend, okay, but I was never absolutely alone here in Egypt. This is the magic of Egypt, because this I told you before. The people really love to be together, to have the connection, the friendship. So it's very nice in this point, very nice. But I know some European women who are staying in Egypt, and they are feeling lonely because they never try to get in touch with the Egyptian that much. But me, basically, since the very first day, like any Egyptian, I thought, okay, you will be my friend. I want you in my life because I want to know everyone. And this was like, for me, part of my naivety, but it was good for me in the time because I made some really strong connection which stay with me until nowadays. Okay, you have to print it by yourself there and sell it from your website there in Egypt. Also, you can put your book to sell in resorts where are tourists. They will buy it. Yes, you are right. But basically, it means that I have to promote it by myself, and unfortunately, I don't see that I have time for it. Maybe it will really surprise you, but just to make like only the video, if you speak only videos about, okay, on my YouTube for you, it takes really so much time. And then I'm writing the books, and then I'm really making now a really big project for you, which will come in 1 week. So I'm really basically out of the time all the time. And for example, even many of you is writing me on Instagram and email, and recently I even didn't answer because really I have no time. Really. Like, can you imagine, like I'm sleeping every day like for only 4 hours. I rarely eat even now because I'm really so busy. And it's not only about work, it's also about that I have a family and a daughter which I have to take care about, So it's not as easy as it might seem. So that's my problem. So I was maybe thinking if I could go to some company like for marketing, it could help me with this. But I really need to think about this really deeply. But thank you for the idea. Yes, you are indeed correct. So I see so many Egyptian men gambling here in Germany or in clubs and bars. It's so sad to see them falling. Absolutely. That's what I speak about. If I didn't want to tell this in polite way, but okay, if you want to be open like that, that's true. Many Egyptian men, because here the sexuality is kind of closed, really. You cannot have any sexual partner until you are married. So it's not like in Europe, they cannot try anything, basically. But if they get outside of Europe and they see women are almost naked, on the street, let's say, so for sure they are just a man, right? I don't say just a man. Okay, sorry, that's not what I meant. I mean, kind of, we as a woman, we are the weakest point for the men. So they, for sure, if I take it on myself, if I'm an Egyptian man and grew up here in Egypt, and they can get to Europe and see the woman this way, yeah, it's maybe in our nature normal that I would really have the desire to try it. I don't say I will try it, but the desire is there all the time. And I feel sorry for them because this is really a very big trap there in Europe. Even it's a woman or the gambling, but they are falling for it. Yeah, a lot. That's true. But to be honest, a lot of Egyptian men I saw, they wake up at the end and they go back to be good. But as I thought, it really depends now on the man specifically, how he grew up, from which family he came from in Egypt, if he's educated or not, if he the connection with Islam he has, if he is Muslim. Okay, so it has really many things. Hello, I know a European woman in Alexandria. She married an Egyptian man. However, she always has to ask permission from her husband to meet me. Is it so uncommon for women to have male friends? Oh yeah, definitely. This is like not likely here in Egypt and especially in Alexandria. You know, if you are in Cairo, so Cairo men are kind of different, I believe more open-minded, more like even in Europe, they don't have such a control over the woman. But here in Alexandria, it's a different world. Basically, I always say that Alexandria is like kind of big village community. Even it's a big city. I believe Alexandria has almost even more, around 10 million people, which is almost, as my country, my country has kind of 10 million people. So it's kind of the same. But still, Alexandria is so tiny, and you really find it. Almost everyone know everyone, really. So, and men from Alexandria are tough men. They always love to feel that they are the men, and they love to have the control over the woman. Okay, again, I don't say all men are like this. Not that now the men from Alexandria who are watching me will like say bad words about me, okay? I don't attack anyone. Some are open-minded, but most of the men in Alexandria are tough with a woman. And yet I found that men from Alexandria are very romantic. And a lot of foreign women are falling for men from Alexandria more than from men in Cairo. So, Okay, can you speak with people in Arabic without they knowing you are not Arab? No. They always know that I'm foreigner. It's a funny thing, I have the niqab. I can speak Arabic. I even try to act like the Egyptian. Like, if you see me without talking, a lot of you will tell, okay, she's Egyptian. Many foreigners don't believe me that I am foreigner. They always say, yeah, I'm the Egyptian and pretending to be foreigner. No, unfortunately, I'm really foreigner. But it's very funny because I always tried like to hide, especially when I go buy something and even like to public market. So I always try to be like an Egyptian. They don't overcharge me that I buy it really for the price as it is for the Egyptian. It's more about the money. But the funny fact is that they act like the same. Okay, they speak Arabic. They sell me 3 Egyptian, and when I'm about to leave, so they always tell me, "But I know that you are foreigner." So I always think, how do you know? It's not possible. So they always tell me, it's your accent who tell you that you are foreigner. About my accent, I don't have the Egyptian accent. Basically, my Arabic, all the people say that my Arabic is kind of very cute and funny. But I think it will stay with me forever like that. Okay, do you speak Czech with your daughter? Yes. I speak with my daughter all the 3 languages, Czech, Arabic, and English. I did it since she was born, since the first day she was born. Even I remember I didn't want to learn my daughter Czech language because she is not using it. There's no opportunity, but then I decided it's for her own good that she can speak 3 languages and even more in future. And she's doing very well with it. I can tell you that if, for example, you're like me you have kid with Egyptian man, so don't be afraid from this to teach the kid more languages. It's absolutely fine. If you really like on daily basics use all of the 3 languages and the baby hear it, and even now the television can help you in this. Even I'm not a fan of television, but it can help you for the purpose of teaching the kid. It's very nice. If you make like the cartoon in English, cartoon in Arabic, cartoon for me in Czech. So my daughter basically it's very fine and she can switch between the languages very easy, and she's just 5 years old. So like I want to advise like don't be afraid from it. Go for it, because for them if you teach them this, so for them it's absolutely normal. It's not hard as for us. For us it's hard, but for them it's easy. Okay, interesting. I always thought Alexandria was more western than Cairo. When I visit Montaza Garden, I see couples together, so Cairo is more open-minded. Yeah, absolutely. Cairo is absolutely more open-minded, and the lifestyle in Cairo can be as European one, which in Alexandria this will never happen. Montaza, look, we in Alexandria have a certain places like in Montaza or like the Citadel, where the couples are going, and those are the only places where they can act like dating couple, and they can basically even steal a kiss, maybe steal a touch, because otherwise it's forbidden here. But only these places, because there are a tourist people, so they can like hide between them. Just very interesting, right? But just kind of pretending really they cannot do it. Trust me, if on other places in Alexandria, Egyptian, especially teenagers, okay, let's speak about teenagers now, if they even touch hand to hand, it's strictly forbidden here, and they can have really problem with police. And if it's more than this, so in the worst case, they can even go to prison. Like I remember a situation when I was in the Citadel, and I saw there was a foreigner, and they was kind of kissing and touching, really very, very bad way, okay, very sexual way. And because I understand the Arabic, so all the Egyptian people was like making a circle around them and watching them and speaking very, very badly about them. So I remember I was there like with my husband. I was there like my husband, like, please go tell them to stop it. Like explain them that they cannot do it here. But like he couldn't. It was impossible. But if they understand what the people was telling in Arabic, they will be really ashamed, even they are from Europe. I can tell you honestly. So such is it. But if they was Egyptian, not European, but Egyptian, they'll be already in prison, definitely for it. Okay. Your husband, what is his opinion about what are you doing and saying in videos and book? Does he support you to go on? He doesn't mind that you speak about Egyptian men and teaching women about them? My husband knows about everything. All my work is open to him as he want to see. And yes, he support me very much. Even at the start he didn't, because he didn't believe in it, in my idea that much. But when he saw it's kind of has potential, he supported me. And many times I discuss even with him some problems or topic what I want to say. So he always advised me, and he read my book. Not all, because my husband doesn't like reading book that much. It's another point which I found with Egyptian, very common Egyptian men. They don't like to read that much. Not only Egyptian men, even Egyptian women. Only really few percentage of women love to really read as us foreigner, but Egyptians are not that into it. But he read my first book because it's short, and he agreed on everything because I spoke about Egyptian scammers. My husband is not Egyptian scammer because I'm with him 13 years we are together, which is a really long time. So yeah, he know about everything and he support me. And for you, as a man, if you're watching me, if you even write me on Facebook, my husband really read everything, okay? I don't hide anything on him. So, again, like I told in the previous video, if you propose to me, my husband will know it. Okay, take care. How does your family feel about you being married to an Egyptian? and wearing niqab. Oh, my family. Here we go. Yeah, I never basically speak about my family because I don't see it interesting topic and not that connected to what I'm doing here on YouTube. But it's hard to speak about it like this. No, they don't accept it, never. Even they met my Egyptian husband, of course, many times, not one time. Even they were in Egypt, in my home, and everything was fine. Even they told that they are happy, but only the fact that he's Egyptian, they don't like it. They never liked. They never liked my idea to move to Egypt. Even if I was kid, I was telling them one day I will be in Egypt. They didn't want it. They fight with me against it. They try their best that I will never see Egypt in my life. But thanks God, destiny is destiny, and I made it. And being Muslim and wearing niqab, this is whole another story. They absolutely hate it. Even they was in Egypt and I wore niqab, they saw me, they didn't comment it. They just accept it like a fact. But for example, especially my mom on her social media, she's always spreading like, don't wear niqab and we are prisoners and like this. So she hate Islam so much. So it's one big problem with me and my family. That's what I can tell you. Okay. Do you think it's better to have men practicing his gender role so you can focus on children, or to have open-minded men so you can have freedom? Well, I always say it really depends to the woman, because I know a woman which they want to stay at home and to be housewife, and they are so happy with it, and they don't have the desire to go to work or make a career or anything. They just want to focus on them and on the children. And I absolutely respect it. Okay, it's so amazing because it's not easy job. Many of men, especially Egyptian men, think that if a woman stay in home and take care of the children in the house, so she's a princess, and it's absolutely wrong. It's so much work for the woman, really so much. So not all women can afford to make this job in home and still have her own career or job. And then, oppositely, there are women who love to work and simply they must do it. They must achieve something and to have the career. And they are even able to focus on the house, and even if they are not. So in Egypt, and this is a funny point, a lot of Egyptian women who even stay home, they have a cleaning ladies and help, and even a nannies. Okay, and they are staying home. Basically, they have no responsibility, no job, and still they have help. So in Egypt, this part is easy. Like if woman wanna focus on her career and job, she can always hire cleaning ladies and nannies and a teachers to educate her kids. So this is so basically what I mean. It's really up to the woman, and I believe the woman should have the right to choose whatever she wants. And for me, the man should respect it. Because as I told, not all women are able to afford both of it, and not all women want it. So that's what I say. So it's even in my case, okay? I had a time when I really needed a job, when I wanted to work so much. And if my husband stopped me, I will not be happy about it. Okay? And then oppositely, I had even time in my life when I wanted to stay at home and take some rest. It's fine. Okay? I believe in this, that man, in all cases, even if the woman is working and is very successful, so I believe that the man should be the leader, and especially about money, he should be responsible for it. No, and I can tell you honestly, I absolutely hate cases. I really hate. I'm too judgmental. Yes, I'm sorry, but I really hate when a woman is feeding a man, and the man is lazy and do nothing in the home. These cases, and you'll be surprised how many cases like this are with foreigners and Egyptian men. So much. And I speak about Egyptian scammers, yes, but it's too many cases and I hate it. I don't know what I will do this man, but it's horrible. Okay, then I get the idea that Egyptians are not that interested in ancient Egypt history. I see them climb climb big statues in Karnak, for example. What's your opinion? Yeah, definitely. Yes, I agree 100%. Uh, Egyptian doesn't appreciate their own history. Like for us, foreigners, when someone tells us pyramids, you say, wow, you wanna see it, right? It's one of the best monuments in the world. It's so huge history and the pharaohs and all the old stuffs and the Karnak and Aswan and even Alexandria. So we are too much into it and we desire to see it. And we pay even huge money for it to see it. But Egyptian, you tell them pyramid, they tell me, what? It's only useless stone. They always say useless stone has no value. So I remember my discussion, I only asked them, so what you will do instead of the pyramid? They always answer me like, careful, maybe it's better than to have a pyramid. Like, what? Me, because I love history and especially Egyptian history, I cannot understand this, but that's how it is. But it's about, I believe, again, about education. Educated people in Egypt, they like the Egyptian history, they understand it. But unfortunately, Egypt doesn't educate very well in the history, like to love the history. They didn't give them the proud of it. That's too sad. And then we have also very much percentage of really ignorant people who doesn't like the history at all. And you will be surprised, many of these people who hate history of Egypt actually are working in the tourist areas. So take care of it. Then I can feel you with your family. My mom freak out when she see me only in hijab. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, about my family, I can understand. I can understand my mom because my mom is an atheist and very, very proud atheist. She doesn't believe in God at all. So if I'm in her place and I see my daughter is changing the absolutely opposite direction, so I can understand that it was for my mom very, very hard, and especially when I was really young. I told you I was just 17 when I converted to Islam. And I even tried the very first month to try to put in hijab, but it was impossible. It was really like I get the treat that they will kick me out on the street if I wear something like this. But in the same time, I remember my schoolmates when I told them, because imagine all of the people which I know in my city, in my school, in my family, they are all atheists, and neither one person believes in God. So only to say that I am the one who believes in God, it was really huge achievement. But I told it to my very, very close friend, schoolmate in the time, and to my surprise, they supported me. They told, okay, if you want to do it, so do it, and we will support you. So this was the only support from my friends. But for me, it was easier in the time because I was in touch with Egyptian people. So it gave me hope to the future. Like I wasn't alone. But with my family, yeah, as I told, really, it was a big problem, and it's a problem till now, and it will be forever. They will never accept it in the end. It's fine. Just I respect their opinion. They don't respect mine, but it's fine. I still respect them. Okay, some more questions. Yeah. Sorry again, but can you tell me your opinion on why Alexandria is more strict than Cairo? Usually, big ports are very multicultural, right? I love Egypt history too. Okay, I'm trying to really thinking fast about the answer, but honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why. You are right about it. That the ports mostly, yes, they are multicultural and all respect each other, but we have here also in Alexandria a lot of foreigners. A lot of foreigners, Muslims. We have even Christian, as I told. We have a lot of religions here also. But it's just something really about the Egyptian people. Really, if you have in front of you person from Alexandria and person from Cairo, you'll really see a huge difference between those two people. in everything. The way of thinking, the way of speaking, even the Arabic is different. The accent of the Arabic is changing. Many time I was in Cairo many time, and even my husband sometimes had a problem to understand what I want to say to people of Cairo. So he had to ask a different way, and like this. But mostly, I can say that people from Cairo understand people from Alexandria more than we do to Cairo people. And I can tell you one more thing, that Cairo people and Alexandria people, they don't like each other, which is funny. I feel like it's kind of competition between these two cities, but really Alexandria is more traditional city about everything, especially about the life of living. And in Cairo, like in any capital city around the world, it's more open-minded. Okay? But the reason why, I don't know. It's simply as it is, and we have to accept it as a fact. And I'm happy that you love history. Yeah, me too. I'm so happy for it. It's not really hard to be a Muslim inside a theistic community, but it's hard with family. That's also very tricky because I tried it. So maybe you are right. Like I never since I was kids never cared what the other people think. When I saw something right, so if I see it right, I will simply do it, even the other people disagree. But to find myself really the only person, a Muslim in my whole city, it was it was something. But yeah, it wasn't that hard. Like as I thought, I didn't care what the people think, but the family was the problem, surely, because I was still very young. I was dependent on them in many aspects. I was still in high school. I had to finish it. I still didn't even. Okay, I had the job, but I cannot provide money for myself, right? And I didn't want to end up on the street, basically. So for another 3 years, I was kind of hiding the stuff about Islam. Even those 3 years, I was really studying the Islam very hard. And I remember I was reading in night under the blanket the Quran just to know what is it about. That they will not catch me, they will not see me. And if I go to another city, so I try to dress the hijab. But it's a whole story about my Islam. But what can we do? It's my destiny, my way of life. I'm responsible for it, right? As they are for themselves. So, do most Egyptians pray 5 times a day? It's very funny, yeah. They are supposed to, right? But as I told before, that if anyone declare himself that he is a Muslim, it doesn't mean he is a perfect person and he do all the stuff as Islam says. Okay, they are still human beings with a huge mistakes, and it's really up how he study his belief, Islam, how he understand it. So many of them do, yes, but I saw even some they don't. Some do, for example, some are lazy, and I found this especially with the Fajr prayer, the first prayer. They didn't want to wake up. They are Egyptian are very, very lazy people in common. But so they always pray like after they wake up. But because they sometimes wake up at 11 and even 12, it's already door. So it's sometimes even funny. Even I don't disrespect Islam, but really you cannot say, as I told, that every person is praying 100%. But many try to be good Muslims, yes. How you get to convert to Islam as a young age? What inspired you to embrace Islam? Especially if your mother or your family didn't have anything to do with this. It's a very good question, and it has a very long answer, because you have to go back to really, really my young age, when I don't know how old I was. I believe maybe 6, 7. I went to a zoo with my mom, and I remember this very one moment. I saw in front of me. I don't know if he was Egyptian or not. I don't know, but simply Arab man. and he had 4 wives with him, and they were all in niqab. Okay, I don't know if they was really the wives, but him so. Okay, and I remember like the first moment I saw them, like I just stared at them. I just stared and I couldn't look otherwise. It was so interesting because at the time we didn't have it in my country at all. Like it was really exception to see such a people. And I remember I was telling my mom, like, look at them. Like for me, it was like mystery. How do women look like? How they are covering like this? And I remember the answer of my mom. She basically answered me, like, to be happy that we are not women because the women are in prison. So her answer actually get my attention more. Like why she should say it when she know nothing about them. Okay, but this one thing stayed with me all my life. For a long time, negative way, because I thought, okay, Islam is bad because the women are in prison, and since the young age, I didn't like if a man treats bad a woman. And believe me or not, but I hated Islam, and I saw them; they are all terrorists, especially because of the media in my country. They promote it this way. So I never wanted to be a Muslim. And the very first time, actually, when I heard like someone tell me to read Quran to convert to Islam, so I told him, I remember like, no, thank you, I'm not going to be terrorist. Basically, very funny, right? But wait, I forgot your question. Let me read it again. How I converted to Islam? Yes. So because of this one image, stay with me. I had start to have a weird question like how the world was created, what our purpose on this life, or like because I didn't see as my parents did, like just to eat and drink, go to job, earn money, waste the money again, and watch television. That this is how the life should be about. I didn't like this image of the life. So that's I had really very deep thoughts since I was a kid, very deep. Many kids in my age, they didn't have this thinking as me. But in the age of 10, I believe 10, when I went to speak with my mom again, like, Jazz, what about if God exists? And she told me, don't speak with me like this ever again. And because you refuse it gets my attention more. So then I waited, I believe like 12, 13. And in this age, I was really starting to read the Bible and Torah and many other stuffs. Even a magic, I can do magic and angels and many things really. And then I couldn't really find, nothing really suits me because I was searching for something give me advices how to live in this life, and I couldn't find it anywhere till the time I get connected to Egyptian people and we make a friendship and we understand the Egyptian people. It was just about exchanging the culture differences between Egypt and my country. So it was really very innocent and very nice. But those same people really told me, read the Quran. And they repeated over and over. And as I told you first, I thought, I don't want to be terrorist. I don't want to be Muslim. But as they repeated and I saw them, they are very kind people. So at the end, I thought, okay, I'm going to read it. So I was 17. I opened the Quran, the very first page, Al-Fatiha, Surah Fatiha. I read it. And I just like, oh my God, that's it. That's what I was searching for. That's exactly giving me examples and saying how I should live and what should I do. And in this very first second, I thought, I want to be a Muslim. And that was it for me. That's how I became Muslim. So it wasn't, I believe, from me. It was really from God, this, It was my destiny. Okay. Or in a strict Catholic family. Yes, I believe if a Christian person, and I believe maybe for Christian people, it's even more difficult to become Muslim than for atheists. Because if I'm atheist, I have really no God, no belief, so I choose it. but to change a belief is for me maybe more difficult than to go from zero to something. So I understand. Okay. What can you say Egyptian man? What can you say Egyptian man in Kafr Sheikh? Wait. Okay. You can Hannah, you cannot just like give me this place and tell me what this is man about. Okay. This is too little information. Like tell me what he's doing, if he's studying, is he working, how old is he, how old you are, and like really details to tell you maybe about the man more, but like this I cannot really judge. Okay, assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters. Greetings you too, and happy to see you here, dear sister. Okay, wow, first surah, subhanallah, yes, very first surah convert me to Islam and changed my life forever. But it was about because I knew what I'm searching for, because I read all the previous text before and I didn't find it fits me. So it was maybe the only and last option in my life. So it gets me. Okay, I told my friend in Alex I was not interested in women. So her husband doesn't need to worry of our friendship, but she thinks if he knows this, he will forbid our friendship out of shame. Really? Yes. Yes. Wait just a second. Sorry, I'm with you. So yes, it's correct. Firstly, if she's a married, so you shouldn't speak to her. It's really not respectful here. And this is even from Islam, right? They think like leave the married women like alone, like leave them. Because you have to think this way: if you have wife in the future, would you be happy if any foreign man speak to her, and you don't know about it? And it's not even about now Islam or Egypt, but let's go back to my country. We are all atheists, and I can tell you honestly that I have a lot of friends who are women and married, and their husband doesn't accept this because many men really believe that friendship between men and women is not exist. I know this is very, very arguable topic. Some will tell me yes, we have exception in every case in our life, true. But for me, if an atheist don't accept this, so why do you expect that Muslim will accept this? And if you want to really go to Islam, so it's really, really haram, like something really forbidden for the woman to hide it on her husband. Like she's going to be punished from God for this. Even if you say you're not interested in a woman, but you forget about one thing, and this is the amazing devil. He's always here and always play. So maybe now you are not interested, but you don't know in the future it can change. Your feeling can change, and if not yours, so her feelings can change. And maybe because of you, she can ruin her marriage. But this is mostly my opinion. I don't want to really speak and give you advice about Islam because I'm not perfect in Islam. Even I wear niqab, I study Islam a lot, so I'm not a sheikh, I cannot advise you. I can tell you my own personal opinion. But it's very, very arguable. But really, Egyptian man doesn't believe in friendship between man and woman. And I could give you really a lot of examples of it. And here in Egypt, they are right. I believe they are right. Okay. I know my above question is sensitive. Sorry. No, it's fine. I'm here for you to answer you whatever you need to know. But I told you Egypt is a specific country, and for us as foreigner, sometimes it's really like shocking, unbelievable. We cannot believe that they think this way, but they have really very opposite mentality than we have, in fact. Maybe you can say that whatever you are used on Europe, so opposite it will be Egypt, Okay. What surah feels so close and attached to your heart, my sister? Okay, again about Quran and Islam. I'm here for you to speak about Egypt and Egyptian men and love stories. Well, okay, you want to speak about Islam. That's a shock for me, to be honest. So I have very two favorite story from Quran, and it's story about Moses and Jacob, and not two, three, and Yusuf also, and the story of Asia. Four. The story of Asia maybe it's the most because I named my daughter like this. My daughter's name Asia. So I named her because I like the point actually that Asia was the first Muslim ever, and most of her she was Egyptian and she was the queen and very beautiful. So that's why I named my daughter like this. But I named her because I love the story of Asia. So maybe I would say yes. For me, she was a very powerful woman. Okay, if you are a man, speak with men. What's the problem with that? I don't understand the question. Can you somehow say a different way? I don't understand. Like, if you're a man, speak with men. What's the problem with that? If you're a man and speak with another man, why there should be a problem? Like, try to say this question, please, another way that I can understand you. It's about respect for the Egyptian husband to stay away from my friend. My husband would freak out. Yeah, we have answer from one of my friend actually, who is married to Egyptian man. Okay, I was answering this question. Oh, okay, okay, sorry. Okay, so yes, it's a good example. She basically said that her husband will freak out. And like I said, yes, my husband will freak out as well. Okay, and I accepted it. I'm foreigner, and believe me or not, before I married, all of my friends, not all, but 98% of my friends was only men. And they were really friends for me. Okay, I cannot speak much about their feelings because it was always complicated. But for me, my clear intention that they was just a friend. And yet I got it all because I really see it disrespectful to my husband. And it's not about that he's Egyptian or even about Islam, but really, it's really disrespectful, for me. I speak about myself, pretty much. Okay, some another question. You speak 1 hour. But today I'm so happy that you have so many questions. I didn't wait it, to be honest, but I'm so happy for it. Okay, so some more questions. Giving class 5 minutes. So quickly till I finish it. Really, anyone here is today who wanna share the story with Egyptian man or has some problem with love stories? Okay, Niqab girl, I love you so much because you tell us about the Egyptian culture. I too am in love with Egyptian living here in US. I am enlightened. I will contact soon. Okay, I am sorry I cannot read your name. Sorry. Okay. I don't want to misspell it, your name. But thank you so much. I'm so happy that you love me and my content, and that you love my work. And I'm really, my heart is now, beating fast for me because I'm so happy for it. And thank you so much. And sure, contact me anytime. I will try to answer you. I promise. Okay, same with me. Most of my friends being men, I finish at all. Yes, I believe it's one of the biggest problems for us as for women. We have in our lives male friends, right? And then when we get in the touch with Egyptian men as a lover, so there's always problem because he will be, Egyptian men are very jealous. In fact, they are very jealous. So it's kind of logical that they don't want another man interact with you, But on the other side, it's nice that he's jealous because this is the proof that he cares about you. Because if Egyptian man is not jealous and he doesn't care about it and he lets you to be with any man, so basically red flag, he doesn't care about you, neither like you. Okay. Okay, wait, I get lost here. I wanted to sleep early, but this was too interesting to watch things a lot. Susan, right? Okay, I'm so happy that you didn't sleep and you stay with us. I'm really so happy for it. Thank you so much. Here, Flight Richard. Are you planning to come back to Czech one day? Do you miss something about Czech? No, I'm not planning to go to Czech, and no, I don't miss Czech. Simply, I believe I was born in this country. Okay, I grew up in this country, but I feel nothing about this country. As I told many times, my story was that since I was really 5 years old girl, I knew that I live in Egypt. So my plan was always very, very easy and prepared. But maybe one thing from Czech I really miss, and it's some kind of food from Czech, especially our Czech dumplings, for example, if you know. So that's what I really miss. Otherwise, no. For me, Czech people are very hard people. They are not that kind and warm like in Egypt. We are more cold. We envy a lot, and we have, like, for me, a lot of negative things. So that's why I don't even prefer the people, the character of the people, and neither the country itself. As if we speak about the government and those things, horrible like in another country, you know. So but maybe yes, one more thing. What I like in Czech was kind of our history and our castles, the sightseeing and the touristic side. It was very beautiful. And maybe that we have really a forest and park everywhere, not like here in Egypt, but really everywhere and for free. So you can walk and be on fresh air. So maybe those are the stuff which I miss. Here, actually, my friend, her husband gave permission for us to be friends. We both love history. He thinks it's boring. However, every time I visit, she must ask permission. Just saying. Okay, if her husband know about it, that's different thing. Because I saw that he didn't know about it and she was hiding it, you know. But if you know and he give the approval for it, so yeah, that's fine. Basically, if he agree, that's fine. But don't be surprised. She must get the permission. Yes, here, women must get the permission from the man, whatever they want to do. Really, anything, even if they go for shopping or they want to go a friend, a woman, or invite someone, or spend some money, simply anything, they always ask for the permission for the man. But it's not the way like it's a prison or she's a prisoner. It's they are like this, grow up like kind of respect to the man. But I can tell you, most of the men always will agree on what the woman wants because they always want to make the woman happy. But they just have the need to feel like a man. That's why they need to the women, they ask them for the approval. Alhamdulillah, you've been spending your time with us on your little time. Yeah, it's my pleasure indeed. You know, I choose it. I love to help people anyway, and if I can connect it to help people and with something which I really love, so I'm happy for it. I'm happy to be with you. I told you many times, for me, you are like my family, my Egyptian family, because here we all love Egypt, right? So it's very nice to spend time with you, and I'm so happy for it and so grateful indeed. Thanks for your time. Yeah, I thank you that you came to join me and you give me such a wonderful question and wonderful conversation. I'm really flattered. Okay, sorry, I say good night. My plus not working on my. Yeah, sure. Good night. Good night, dear. And I hope to see you next time. Nice. Wish you best of luck. Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much. that you join. And anytime you have any question, okay, ask me. I'm here for you. Thanks for answering. My favorite surah is Al-Insan, and my grandma name also Sujud Asia. Have a great day there. Assalamu alaikum. Wow, that's really amazing. I believe a lot of women love the story of Asia because, as I told, she was so great woman indeed, and I really admire her so much because what she suffered is indeed amazing. Okay, any other question? Last question about Egypt, Egyptian love, Egyptian problems. Please give away from Islam. I wear niqab. My job is to speak about Egypt. I will wait for a while still if someone has the last question. Then I believe it's all for today. You can finish. But maybe, yes, you can still tell me if you want to have another live like today. And please now about the time. Because which I found today, some of you was telling me even at morning. So it was shock for me because I didn't expect it. Like the last time you wanted to be only at evening. So I just like set up in my mind it will be in the evening. But before I started the live, I opened it and I was shocked, like you wanted it morning. So just tell me the time. Besides Alexandria, what's your favorite city in Egypt? Definitely, my favorite city in Egypt is Nubia. Nubia, Aswan, Luxor, Karnak. This is really the best from Egypt. I can really confirm it. Even, when I was in Nubia, it's kind of funny. People of Nubia, they don't consider themselves to be Egyptian. No, they say we are a Nubian people. We are not Egyptian. But this place is really so magical. You feel like in fairy tale, really, about everything. And especially about the Nubian dance and singing. And if you love those stuff, so go there, you will love it, really. And they draw for sure the original henna. And they are famous about the perfumes and the dates and the herbs. Like, I saw there are herbs which I have never seen in my life. Like, I don't know what herb it was, but I remember it was a blue herb. Did anyone of you saw a blue herb? I really don't know what it was. Shame on me, I should know it. But there was all the colors which you can imagine had the herbs. Like, I was like, what is it? And even the dates. I never ate in my life a better dates than there. And I'm not a fan, for example, of dates that much. But there was, like, I couldn't stop eating it. And the perfumes, I remember I was showing the perfume in my videos, vlogs from Luxor when I was there. I have it now almost 1 year, and they was really right. It's really natural perfume, but it still has the same smell as the first day. And if I put it on clothes, so the clothes will not get destroyed from it, nothing. So it kind of surprised me. But it's so expensive there, so much expensive, but it's worth it. Unfortunately, I remember I wanted to make some kind of business with them, with the perfumes. With the perfumes, but they didn't. Just give me a second, please. Yes. Okay, sorry. What I was basically saying was that I wanted to make some kind of business with the perfume company there, but they was very rude indeed. They just wanna quick sell and not to make some business with European. So that was bad for me. But the products are amazing. For me, Luxor West Bank is my home. I'm just at home here and miss it so much. Yeah, really. Absolutely. Luxor is magical. And the most I really love from the temples was Karnak. Really, if you know the story of Karnak, so Karnak was built out of love. And it's when you are inside Karnak, you will feel the love. I will say simply like this, really. It's so magical. Did you ever visit West Bank? Yeah, I believe I visited everything there. I had really tour when I was visiting all Upper Egypt. So Definitely. But about Luxor and Karen, I can ask one next time. Okay, next I have to finish now because my just to wake up basically. So I'm sorry. I'll finish tonight. So happy to see you, and I hope that we can make it again next week. Okay? So bye bye and good night.